Hello and namaste, my beautiful friends. I'm Jill Loftus of Nuit Astrology. Welcome to your planetary energy forecast for the week of June the 10th, 2024. If you would like more information, be sure to check out the blogs available on my website. And also, if you want to know how this impacts you personally, please book a reading or check out my membership where you can receive monthly personalized guidance through astrology and also tarot. Now, we start this week with a little bit of a tense aspect wrapping up from Mars to Pluto. Now, remember, you can still kind of have that residue. Mars and Pluto both are planets that can fire both early, so as the aspect is building, but also late. We also still have an engagement of difficulty with the Sun and Saturn, and that in particular can definitely fire late. Sometimes the Saturn energy, you don't really realize it until it's already starting to unfold, right? So you'll really feel that the first couple days. Now, luckily, there's some beautiful energy flowing to Chiron right now. I'm really loving these. They're just little potentials for positive energy flowing from all the planets moving through Gemini with Chiron. Now, this absolutely can help you to understand your own gifts, not as a healer, as in like, you're a doctor or a nurse, but as in a person who is understanding and working on themselves and helping, do the karmic dance of relationship and working with others. And so there could be some really positive conversations that come out of these difficulties. These difficulties are not punishments. They are understandings. They build skills, all right? And so it's important to kind of view it from that type of lens. Another thing to take note of is this week is the last week we have Mercury and Venus traveling through the sign of Gemini. So have those conversations because next week they both move into Cancer together, and that is a distinct vibe change. Now again, all the low Gemini alerts are really, really up for this week. Why? Well, because towards the end of the week, as these planets are finishing their tour through the sign of Gemini, they will pick up a square to Neptune, which is at the very, very end of Pisces. So as we have the beginning of the week, yes, have those conversations, send the email that you need to send. You're still in the vibe of the moon building. And so, yes, go ahead, do the things that you must do, have the discussions that you must have, express the ideas that are coming through, always through the filter of kindness, nonviolence, and truthfulness, right? But get those things kind of wrapped up and dealt with, because when we get towards the end of the week, there's that confusion, that disillusionment, that uncertainty, that there'll be a lack of clarity. There'll be misunderstandings, especially towards the end of the week. So watch that. Now, I'm really watching this Mercury movement into a square with Saturn. So Mercury in Gemini begins around Wednesday, the 12th, begins to pick up a difficult angle to the Saturn. So you've already had the Venus and the Sun come into that difficult angle, but now Mercury is there. And when Mercury is in a difficult angle with Saturn, well, there's usually some melancholy, some mental upset because it's in Gemini, right? From Gemini to Pisces. So this could be this deep emotional uncertainty that really destabilizes the mind. And then after that happens, well, it picks up that difficult angle to the Neptune. So monitor your mind, your mental patterns, what you're sending energy to. Be careful, cautious, kind with your relationships with siblings, with neighbors and neighborhood. People could be very reactive under these skies. And, but again, that Sun sextile Chiron really helps you. It might even just be this moment where you have this kind of uncomfortable situation, and yet there's this understanding of how much growth you have had personally. Remember, you're not responsible for other people's spiritual growth. You're not responsible for their happiness. But all you can do is kind of take a step back and be like, wow, look at me in this situation. I'm acting in a more mature way. I'm embracing the things that I've learned. I've come a long way. Okay, that might be some of the themes that you see this week. Now that Mars square to Pluto begins to dissipate by the 13th, 14th, so that is very helpful. And then on the 14th, watch for insights, because Mercury and the Sun come into that Cazimi point, that merging point, where the Sun takes hold of that energy of the mind and illuminates it in some way. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, remember, we have a grouping of planets. We've got the Venus, the Sun, and Mercury all traveling close together in Gemini. And so that means that they really can't act independently of each other. And Mercury kind of has a little bit of an upper hand because Gemini is Mercury's sign. So again, chatty, communicative. Watch the shadow of Gemini. Watch gossip, lying, saying one thing to one person and another thing to the other person, and eventually it all gets back, right? Clarity, kindness, truthfulness. These are all important things to kind of strive for this week. And, put it through the filter. I've always heard that this is a good one. Is it true? Is it real? Is it helpful? If it's none of those things, you don't need to say it, right? Even better would be to not think it, right? But that comes with a more advanced meditation practice and more advanced spiritual practice for sure. All right. Then the 15th is when we start getting that like a clash with the Neptune. And so if you're making decisions towards the end of the week, you really have to be certain that you have all the information, that there's not some subterfuge, there's not some deception happening, whether it's self-deception or someone trying to, kind of be a little sneaky with you. Be ultra careful with your consumption of any kind of media this week. There should be some pretty interesting untruths, I would imagine, floating around. And again, it's also possible because of people getting stirred up with that Mars Pluto. It's almost like the disinformation campaign comes in to polish things up, and there might be a lot more going on than you're being told or we are being told. And so be wise about all of that informational I don't know, like where you're getting your news from, where you're getting your information from. I'm going to have just a 2-minute rant here. People used to watch soap operas. When I was growing up, my mother was a Days of Our Lives person. And so therefore, if I was home during the summer ironing my father's dress shirts, I was watching Days of Our Lives, right? Everybody had like a soap opera. And I think even in South America, they still have the telenovelas. It's very popular. Well, I believe that now the natural human inclination to kind of look at other people and think that, wow, like, oh my gosh, well, it's almost like a way to feel superior to other people because you're like, well, their life's a mess, so my mess doesn't look so bad. I think that's just, unfortunately, a little bit of human nature. I think that has been like turned into looking at other people, watching, reality TV, or I don't know, watching people on social media and really doing that whole like, oh, well, look at them, that kind of thing. Try not to participate in that. Always remember, it's kind of like a thing about gossip or talking about others. If they do it with you, they'll do it to you. And that's a good thing to remember. All right, my beautiful friends. Well, I hope that you manage these kind of rough seas with great skill and ability. By the time we get to next week, things will start to cool down a little bit. So that is beneficial and wonderful. Let's take a look at the tarot and see what that has to say about the week. Hello, my beautiful friends. Namaste. I'm Jill Loftus of Nuit Astrology. Let's check out the Isis Lotus Tarot spread for the week of June the 10th, 2024. So, a lot of Saturn firing this week, which gives things a little bit of gluiness. Definitely some confusion at the end of the week. So clarity is going to be a little hard to come by. Tons of information, but not always clarity. So be meditating, be staying grounded, and tuning into your intuition. So this Isis Lotus Tarot spread gives us 2 options for the week. 2 ways the energy can express itself. And then the first card is where we're coming from, King of Pentacles. So we're trying to reground, be, focused on basics, food, shelter, money, just the fundamentals. And here's you, the 7 of Pentacles, saying, I'm really thinking, I'm thinking of some long-term things here. Yeah, the Saturn will do that to you, right? Make you think, hey, what about the long term? Now the environment, 2 of Cups. So this came up last week in the spread on the one way, the one particular way of dealing with the energy. So you're still perhaps absorbing this like, oh wow, hey, hi, how are you? New relationship person showed up. It could be the right situationship showed up, the right job, the right house, the right, whatever it is you've been looking for. There's some goodness here. And as they all come together, we're coming into the energy of the Ten of Pentacles. This is beautiful. This is abundance. This is, look at all you are and all you have. It's a focus on manifestation financially. It's about all your gifts and talents, every tool in your toolbox that you have. So, yay. Key card of the future is the Queen of Swords. So last week it was the Queen of Wands. This is the Queen of Swords. And she's, she's very rational. She makes lists. She, weighs out the pros and cons rather, without the emotionality. It's all about mental constructs and taking care of things in that term, having the hard conversations. Now, the opposing energies in play, well, we've got the Nine of Swords. We could be worrying. There could be some worry or upset. And on the other side, Five of Pentacles, feeling left out or a sense of lack. Both of those are kind of tough cards. Now, the near future card, the Moon. This totally makes sense when we've got all this Neptune firing at the end of the week. It's like you're not going to see exactly what's going on, right? You're going to have to use your intuition. And, the modifiers, Nine of Swords, the worry side of things. Well, we've got the Fool. It's like, hey, things might be difficult intellectually as you look at it, but there's some good possibilities here, and think broad-minded. On the other side, we have the World card. This is so fascinating. You've got look, it's going to work out. The universe has got your back. You really do need to meditate this week and stay really connected to your spirit guides. All right. So our two possible outcomes on the worry side, the Nine of Swords side, we've got the Moon, the Fool, and we've also got... I need to put this card down here. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, this is great. This is good. This means you can make the decisions. Don't let other people influence you. Over here with the World, Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, brand new, earth plane, practical, money, time, resources. Where are you? What are you doing? What's your life about? That kind of energy. On the worry side, also we have a new beginning, but this is Ace of Wands. This is more action-oriented. This is more, I have to speed things up. Whatever this is that you're going to do is a little bit less methodical and a little bit more, Over on the other side, we have... the Queen of Wands. So she came up last week, right? And she's on the Five of Pentacles side, that worry side, that left out side, that side that was really stressing about the money. She's saying, hey, you're going to start this new thing and it's going to need tending. On the worry side, we've also got the Hermit paired with the Ace of Wands. So again, another indicator that meditation is going to be a provider of answers and information. On the Five of Pentacles side, the left out side, paired with the Queen of Wands, we have the Two of Swords. What is it that you're not seeing? What is it that you're not seeing? All right, so let's take a look back through this. We start with the King of Pentacles energy, right? We are trying to take care of practical matters. Now, you are the Seven of Pentacles. You're also thinking long term. The environment, the right situation or person is there, okay? It's there for you. And the key card of the future is the Ten of Pentacles. The culmination of the influences is the Ten of Pentacles. You've got to remember that you're a gift. You have talents, you have abundance. You've got these resources that you can use in this situation. The key card is be logical. Now, the one way to go about it is, you realize that you're worrying about things, you're fretting, so tune into your intuition. Understand that you don't have all the information, but that you can be the Fool and that you're responsible for the maintenance of your own life. You need to initiate something new on this side, and you'll need to spend some time alone to kind of culminate and sort out what it is that you want. Now, on the other side, it's more like a worry that you aren't in the right environment, or that perhaps that Two of Cups situation is not being accepted by others. You might feel a sense of lack of resources or money. You may feel excluded in some way. And, that's because you're picking up on all these intuitive currents. You have to have that faith, the World card, the faith that everything's unfolding as it should. And then the Ace of Pentacles energy arrives that will show you the way forward. Now, you'll have to take care of that. You'll have to nurture that, right? The seed shows up, but the gardener has to tend it. But you have to make sure you're not deluding yourself here, all right? Be really careful. If at any point you're thinking, oh, well, I have a little inkling that that's a little uncomfortable. I'm just not going to worry about that right now. I would definitely seek out that feeling and follow through so that you can resolve it. All right. Wow. Well, looks like a very interesting week. May we live in interesting times, right? I hope everything goes amazing for you, and I appreciate you watching to the end. I'll see you next week. Bye.